class, junior year high school. We've been doing, this is in the context of we're doing imperialism. This is just after the Spanish-American War in 1898. And what we've already done in this lesson so far is we have split up into different groups and gone through and reworded this poem to make more sense of it. It is in some weird language, so as soon as we'll have already done that. And then we've also been doing primary source work all the way through the year up to this point, so this isn't something new. And at this point we're going to be moving into discussion with class about what we have here. Alright. So now that we know what this poem, roughly says, why would Kipling why would Kipling write this? What purpose does this serve? Anyone?
Is it persuasive?
Well,
is he trying to encourage?
Well, what do you think? How?
Well, just because the context is to serve, like go serve your captain's need, like go send your sons.
So do you think it's more persuasive or encouraging? Why? What do you think? What do you guys? What does everyone else think? Yes, Kayla?
I think it sounds really sarcastic. These things that he seems to be attributing to the white man's burden seem like not good things, and he's sending them into them.
Where do you see that? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, so take up the this is the third paragraph, take up the white man's burden and patience to abide, to veil the threat of terror and check the show of pride.
Alright.
So there are just all these like bad things going on that they have to deal with.
Alright, so we have some persuasion, encouragement, or sarcasm. What does everyone else think? Who do you agree with, or do you have an opinion that differs from what other people have said? Let's look at it this way. According to Kipling, what is the white man's burden? Yes, Nate?
It's just everything that he's talking about when he says take the white man's burden. So reap his old reward, blame those he better.
Where are you seeing this?
I'm at the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph.
Fifth paragraph?
Just as an example. Reap his old reward, blame those he better, and hate of those he guards. So it's just like everything that he's talking about.
Everything that he's talking about? Okay. Do we have? Is there something a little bit more specific within that we can like nail down and define as the white man's burden? Kayla, is that your hand up?
Yeah. Well, the last line is the judgment of your peers.
The judgment of your peers?
So it may just be being held up and scrutinized by those around you.
Good. And in this poem, can we define who's the peers that you're judged by? Is it just anyone else? It's kind of specific towards white men in particular, isn't it? Alright, so Kipling writes this poem to be judged by your peers. So, in what way should you seek to be judged, according to Kipling here? Anyone? Alright, let's come about this from a little bit of a different angle. How does Kipling view the people that he says are the white man's burden? Or who is he pointing the finger towards that the white men should be helping or be judged by? Does anyone see from here? Can anyone listening characteristics to that?
Well, in the fifth paragraph it says the blame of those you better and the hate of those you guard. What is that referring to?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. The blame of those you better. So someone that you're better than, right? And those that you guard. I mean, if you think about in the context of 100 years ago, if you're guarding someone, I mean, they have need to be guarded, right? So I guess there's two characteristics right there. You're better than these people, and they need to be guarded by you. They need you to guard them, right? Can anyone see any other characteristics of like how Kipling describes these people? Captives? Yeah, at the end of the first little section right there, right? Captives. There's one thing in here, the white man. Are the people that this is supposed to be helped white men? I mean, it doesn't explicitly say that they're not, but it does infer that these people are not white, right? So what kind of people are these?
African American men and women.
African American, that's a possibility. Are there other people who aren't white? Who else? Native Americans, yep. Anyone else? We just got done with the Spanish-American War. One of the battles was fought, the naval battles was fought in the Pacific. Do you guys remember where that was fought? You guys remember Dewey fighting in the Philippines against the Spanish? Were the Filipinos sort of fit this description of not being white?
Yes.
Richard Kipling wrote this in 1899, which is right after the Spanish-American War. If you guys look towards the bottom of your sheet with the sourcing information, you can see that's when he wrote it. So he's probably referring to Filipinos in this poem. Do you guys agree with that? So, why do you think Kipling is writing this specifically towards Filipinos? Why do you think he's writing this at this time?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, sure. So we know that Americans had just fought battles over in the Philippines, and they got the Philippines as a result of the war. Why do you think Kipling, during this time period, would write this poem? Right after the Philippines had just come under our sort of control. They became our colony. Yes, Kayla?
Is there a sense of like needing to take care of it now?
Needing to take care of it?
Needing to take care of the people of this land that they just captured?
Do you see that anywhere in the poem? Do you guys agree with what Kayla said? Yes?
Yeah, I see that in the last line of the first paragraph, to serve your captive needs. So you kind of, after we take care of control of our country, it's our job, so to speak, to protect that country now.
And does this sound like something that'd be, every young man should be excited to do? That, right after college, people are excited to go over to the Philippines?
Well, no, they wouldn't feel like it's really their job to go protect another country if they haven't had any business there in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that might be a reason why Rudyard Kipling titled this poem as The White Man's Burden?
Yeah.
So if you were to read this,
Thanks, Lee. That's, we gotta catch up.
sorry, I should have you guys read that.